Yeah, we just looked at the adjustments we needed to make both defensively and offensively. Um, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that stood out, but I think the way AD was getting his baskets stood out defensively and how we can help make it a little tougher on him. And then offensively, we only had two fast break points second half. Part of that was because we weren't getting stopped. So we just minor adjustments, but stuff that we definitely need to do going forward.
Mike, walk us through the loose ball in the final minutes of the game when you got on the floor. What was going on? What did you see there?
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I don't think it was that um, crazy of a play. I just saw the ball and, it was right there for either team to get. So I just tried to get it. And then once I got it, they were trying to tie it up for a jump ball. So I just tried to free it up real quick. Then I found Pope. And then that led to the break. I think that was our only two transition points, and it was a big play with Aaron on the other end for a lob. So it was a good play.
Mike, last night Coach Malone said you came up to him and told him, I guess, at some point during the playoffs, maybe before this, that if you need to sit late and Bruce needs to play or somebody else, whatever the team needs. I know it's got to be an interesting adjustment for you based on, the previous stops, high school as a star, in college before you got hurt. I guess what brings you to that point, and I guess how good does it feel to kind of offer that up, if that makes sense, the question?
I mean, I just think at this point, it's just about winning. I mean, that's not exactly how the conversation went, but definitely just made it clear to coach that just I'm about winning. You know what I mean? So, if it's going deeper into the bench, whatever, I was just making it clear to him, like whoever needs to be on the floor at a specific time for a specific purpose, then I'm all with that for sure. I think it was after one of the games where Bruce did play in the fourth, and I just let him know like I wasn't upset. There was no hard feelings or whatever. Just whatever the team needs to win. That's kind of the point I was trying to make.
And do you think your teammates can feel that?
I mean, I think all of us are just kind of at that point, I think there's been a couple games this playoffs where Bruce has finished the game and then Pope has sat in the fourth at times. There was a time or two in the season where Aaron sat and Jeff played more minutes in the fourth. And I think that attitude as a collective group is definitely going to carry us, far, just trying to put all that other stuff to the side.
Mike, do you think this is a series just with your size and some of the matchups you're going against that you can take advantage of your length, whether it's kind of rising over guys, shooting the ball, crashing the glass? Do you think like your length can be a big attribute to this series?
Yeah, I think that's always something that I have as an advantage of mine over a lot of the guys that guard me. So it's just finding ways where I can utilize that. Definitely been trying to be cognizant of getting on the glass, rebounding a lot. But definitely just trying to use that to my advantage if they put a smaller guy on me for sure.
After the way that you played last night, and you evaluate the way you played, you feel you played better offensively or defensively?
Yeah, I think probably overall. It was a pretty good game overall. I felt like I missed some shots I should have made, some little mid-range shots. Defensively, I had a few big plays for us, but it was a pretty good game overall, I think.
No, I believe that, but what I'm asking is, defensively, it seemed like one of your best games all season. Did you feel that?
I'm glad that it looked like that. Out there, I just felt like I made some big plays. I wasn't really like after the game. I didn't think, oh, this is one of my best defensive games. But looking back at some of the plays, there definitely were some big plays for sure.
Nicole was shooting the three-pointer at a higher volume in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. The efficiency is obviously there, over 50%. How does it accentuate your offense when he's that locked in from three-point range?
Yeah, I think even earlier in the year, I would tell him, like, man, like, I know he doesn't like to shoot a lot of threes, but when we throw it back to him, when guys are doubling Jamal or Pope or anyone coming off of the screen, and we throw it back to him and he has 2 or 3 seconds to shoot, sometimes he likes to pump fake and drive it. But I was just like, man, like, test it out, like, see if it's falling tonight, you know what I mean? He doesn't like taking a lot of volume threes, but when he is, that really opens up a lot for us because then the defense has to close out quicker, then he can get downhill on the shot fake and everything like that. So I'm glad he's being more aggressive from the 3-point line.
When they have a second half like they had, and you guys are able to make key plays to make sure you win that game, what is that? Did you guys learn anything new about yourself that you didn't already know when you had to make those key plays, like that play you made to start the break in transition that makes it easier?
Yeah, I mean, I think games like this are definitely good for us. Like, it was probably better that they came back and made it a close game because now we have a lot we can learn from and a lot that they probably will go to for game 2 because they found some success in the second half. So it's good to always learn after a win, and that's kind of what we were doing in our film session. So we're all happy that we won the game, but we're happy that we also get to learn going into game 2. And also just makes us be more focused for next game because obviously they can play with us, and it's going to be a battle all series. If we had won by 20-some, we might not have the same, not the same focus. We're definitely focused, but you know what I mean, the same approach.
Mike, what are you expecting from them? Considering the way they started and then the way they finished, like you said, they found some success. What are you expecting from them in game 2 to start?
I mean, I think, you know, they found some success. So the playoffs is all about adjustments, though. Like, we got to make adjustments today that should help us for tomorrow. I'm sure they're making some adjustments and figuring out what worked for them in that second half. So really, it's just going into the next game and, you know, doing the game plan, executing the game plan, and go from there.
And knowing Nicola the way you do, if a team thinks they found a wrinkle that might work, like maybe Rui on Nicola in the fourth there, what have you seen of how Nicola adjusts?
Yeah, I mean, us as a team, we've seen everything there is to see on how teams will try to guard Nicola. So I think I mean, it might have surprised us for a little bit in that late second half, but looking at the film and thing, I don't think that that'll be an issue for us next game. We know how to, you know, counter that. When they put AD off ball and AD's roaming a little bit, it opens up some stuff on the backside, so we just got to execute.
Were you Does that strategy remind you of any teams that have guarded you so far this season?
Not that comes to mind, but I think when I was watching Philly versus Boston, they started doing that. They started starting Robert Williams and Al Horford, and they put Al on Joel, and then they had Robert Williams roaming to try to block shots and things like that. So I don't remember a specific team that tried to do that to us. Actually, Philly did that to us. They put PJ Tucker on Yoke, and then Joel was roaming off the ball. So yeah, we should be able to execute out of that. We've seen most of the things we could see this year.
One more?
Were you nervous that you guys were gonna blow the game last night, late in the game? Were you nervous that you were gonna lose that lead?
I wouldn't say we were nervous. We definitely, man, like they cut it and it definitely, like the intensity rose towards the end, but I didn't ever think that we were going to lose the game, but they definitely made it interesting for sure.
Mike, in terms of adjustments, do you expect them to go bigger from the jump and maybe your guy Vando gets in the starting lineup?
Possibly. That's what I was asking them, the coaches, what they thought. I think they like having Rui off the bench just as a little pop off the bench, but they could start Vando and do the same thing they were doing with Rui and put Vando on Nicola and let AD roam. But really, we don't know. I think Dennis Schroeder did a good job at times as well, so we'll just see and be prepared for whatever.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks.